Deshaun Watson, another big story of the day, has broached his friends and teammates about the possibility or idea of him asking for a trade. And I would assume it's him asking them and telling them, like, hey, if I do this, I want to let you know this isn't about you, okay? This isn't about anything. I think I need to do what's best for my career. Or I've been told by a lot of people that this would be the best thing for my career. Even though I've always been a team guy and I'm always been a Houston Texan, it does seem like the next 5 to 10 years of this organization is going to be bad and I need to go win some. And I would assume all his teammates say, hey, dude, you do what you got to go do.
Yeah.
If he's loved in there. And it feels like he is if you look at the J.J. Watt video of telling him, like, hey, man, I'm so sorry we wasted a year for you, like one of your years. Like you had a year, like that whole thing. So I think he's liked in the locker room. The fact he's run it by his teammates, Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio's reporting that, which is, by the way, I would assume he told a lot of his teammates, not just a couple if they're finding out that he told his teammates, because I assume the couple that he told are probably his closest friends. They probably didn't tell. And then it kind of, maybe they told a friend or something like that. Yep. Who knows? But it feels like Deshaun Watson's going to ask to get the hell out of the H-Town. Okay, and Caserio just got hired out of New England up there, signed a 6-year, $30 million deal. Woo. Okay, $5 million a year. Seems like a great amount of money. Okay, for any human, I'd be pumped to make $5 million a year if I was a general manager, all that stuff. But doesn't that seem low? Like a general manager of a team, you're in charge of a lot of shit. They put that out because, and I think, I forget, maybe it was Rappaport that talked about how normally these numbers don't get out. Like normally you don't hear what the GMs are making. You don't hear those contracts. They don't get out. So the fact that old Bob McClain down there in Houston got the numbers, it was like a good, but that feels lower than what I thought it would be. I just with a new GM signing, normally if it's anything else like the rest of the NFL world, you're kind of setting the standard for what other GMs are going to get hired potentially or re-up for. I just assumed they would be higher than $5 million. If $5 million is going right for a general manager and he seems to be a guy, which a lot of people are saying that this is a guy, okay, good for them. But 6 years, it's potentially going to be one of those things where would he want to rebuild completely? Get rid of Deshaun, get some draft capital because I have no draft picks. Cut JJ, let him move on and go wherever he wants to go because if I cut him, it saves me $17 million. So now I have some draft capital, but I have no quarterback. I have no captains basically at this point. You still have Laramie Tunzel, which you might try to trade if you want to do a complete rebuild. Try to get some more draft picks if that's what you're going to do. Or do you not allow Deshaun Watson to get traded and say, yeah, you can request a trade, but ultimately that's my decision, pal, and we're not going to do that. So that's an interesting little turn of events down there. And Deshaun Watson, by all accounts, good dude, which is I would like to make sure that we get that message across. Like, hey, if you ask for a trade, you think that's your best interest, go do whatever the fuck you got to do. I'm not judging him for that, but Caserio could say, no way are you leaving. We have no draft picks. My first move isn't going to be to cut our best player and then trade our best player and then cut our other guy. That's not what I'm going to do. Or Rich will say, yeah, go ahead and get on. And I got 6 years to figure this whole thing out.
Gumpy was saying this earlier, and it almost makes too much sense. What if the Texans trade Deshaun Watson to Miami for Tua and that third pick? Who says no? You still got a first-round pick in Miami. I mean, you get a quarterback to replace Deshaun and the third pick in
So you're just assuming that Casario's like, you know what? The dream quarterback I do want.
Boom, Tua's the guy. Bring him in.
In lieu of like 5 other picks or 4 other picks, I'll just take Tua instead and a number 3 overall.
I know I can win
that
with
wouldn't
Tua.
be enough.
But by the way, if you're getting a number 3 overall, you can get a quarterback.
True.
What about Dak Prescott?
So you probably want more picks. You probably want like 2 2s. That number
RG3,
1.
Like 3 first, and that was someone who wasn't.
Yeah, but that decision would never happen again. Yeah, people were like, that's never going to happen. The Rams got like 45 picks, 7 of them being first rounders. The entire franchise was just traded away, basically.
I went through with the NFL, and I'm seeing like maybe 7, 8 teams that possibly wouldn't trade for Deshaun Watson, but everyone else, full go.
Really?
Like Bills wouldn't, Ravens, Bengals, Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, and Seahawks is what I.
Patriots should mortgage the entire team to get Deshaun Watson. If you can get a guy that's established and young who's putting up numbers on a garbage franchise like the Texans with Billy O'Stooch, bring him in.
Hey, by the way, bad roster down there.
Yeah.
Guess what? New England got a bad roster up here
True.
too. But
Yeah.
hey, situational football, we will win.
Exactly. We'll get you 9 or 10 wins, and we'll sneak into that wild card, and then anything can happen when you got the Michael Jordan football at the helm.
feels like you're talking yourself into this, and it's not going to happen.
Well, there's no chance. If people are saying that's a possibility, the Patriots will do it. There's no chance it'll happen.